I'm Sid, and these are my best friends. My mom, Kim, my dad, Ty, my sister, Maddie, and our salty dog, Stella. We started our adventure refitting a Lagoon 450 before taking on the massive project of resurrecting a sunken 2021 Leopard 50. It's been one heck of a ride, but we're on this adventure to die with memories, not dreams, and live dauntless.
All right, guys, welcome back. I have a little secret to share with you today that I've been keeping to myself for the last 6 months. I have been planning and working and getting all my ducks in a row and as many projects done here on the boat as possible so that I could take off a little bit of time to do something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that's cross an ocean. So if you guys remember the motor yacht Dauntless that I helped deliver up to New York and back down again, I've done some, Kim and I did that chef work over to the Bahamas and back again at New Year's this year. Well, we've known since about then that there was going to be this trip where that boat's going to go to the Mediterranean. And, well, they needed some extra crew, and because apparently I've made myself useful, and of course we get along. It's a great crew. They're so much fun. That I've been asked to help with the delivery from Fort Lauderdale all the way across the Mediterranean and the Atlantic Ocean to Montenegro, and I am super excited to have this opportunity. I am going to share as much of this as I can. I don't know if this is going to be 1 episode, 3 episodes, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of boat work and adventures and fun stuff that happens because, well, it's a boat and that's just the way it goes. So with all this preparation, I'm ready. I think the boat is ready, and we're going to go to Fort Lauderdale here in a little bit and see if they're ready. All right, guys, I got into Dauntless last night. We had a lovely dinner aboard, and Kim drove the 2+ hours back home. She didn't home till almost midnight. But like any boat departure, and you're going to be leaving, in fact, this boat's going to be leaving for maybe a year, and to do the Med and then the Caribbean and what have you. So we're just all running like crazy. That's just the way it works, right? You're putting stuff in storage and fixing last minute parts and fittings and stowing things and practicing fire drills and all that stuff. But everyone is super excited, but more than a little bit stressed right now. I think that when we cast the lines this evening, that everyone's stress level is going to come down, and it's going to be a fun experience. But I'm hoping to share all of this with you, or as much as I possibly can. The crew is going to be great. I think everyone's pretty good about being on video, so you get to see kind of the inner workings of this again on a 30-day passage from Fort Lauderdale all the way to Montenegro and possibly Croatia. So I'm going to go inside, scrub fenders, help clean, put stuff away, and I'll see you guys here in a little bit. In preparation for our long journey, we need to make sure that all of our safety gear is in place and ready to use. One of the jobs I've been given by Captain Steve is to be part of the fire brigade. So I've spent the afternoon with Captain Dave here learning how all this equipment works, how to put it on in the right order, and timing myself to make sure that I can get it on so I can get to a fire if necessary as quickly as possible and help.
All right. How long did it take us?
You're under 3.
Yep.
First go around, that's not bad.
So as you can see, we did multiple rounds of this, trying the gear on, timing ourselves, back and forth to make sure that if something comes up, I'm as prepared as an amateur can be. Man, I'll tell you what, I have a whole new respect for what firemen go through. And this is a little shout out to my future son-in-law, the fireman, Mike. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for your service.
About 2 minutes.
Yeah. 2.5.
The only thing you missed was the waist strap.
Ah.
But theoretically, I mean, it's still going to work without it.
Right. Woo!
Steve, all lines on board.
Alright guys, it's a little noisy out here, but that is Florida, and I am leaving, and I'm not going to see it for 4 to 6 weeks. Goodbye, United States.
Alright, so it is 4:30 in the morning, and I just came off watch. We made our first waypoint turn around the north end of the Bahamas, and looks like we've got a cooling issue in the starboard engine. They believe there might be some debris that got sucked in before the cooling plates, and so the guys are down there working on that now. So we're running on one engine, and it's getting a little rough. It's bouncing the boat around. Thank goodness it hasn't bothered me, and I'm going to be going to bed right now. But yeah, hopefully here in the next 12 to 18 hours, that easterly should slow down and the seas should lay down, and we should hopefully pick up some speed with calmer seas and hopefully a second working engine. So anyway, all's good. They're just troubleshooting, and I'm tired, so I'm gonna go to bed. All right, happy lunchtime, kids. We are out in this beautiful sapphire blue ocean, halfway through our second day on the water, and the seas have really laid down, and it's just been absolutely gorgeous. We do have some visitors out here, like that big container ship right there, but other than that, it's just beautiful blue water, and it's time for me to go on watch. I've got the noon to 4, so I'm gonna go up, grab some lunch, and get on shift.
Ty is gone. He is on his Atlantic crossing, and he is currently in Bermuda, exploring and adventuring and having a great time. I love that for him. Seriously, I do. I love that for him. Unfortunately, here on the boat, overnight, our air conditioning dropped out. I tried to reset the pump in the middle of the night with groggy eyes, trying to figure out what it was without much attention to detail, just because I was half asleep. Well, the pump breaker kept tripping, which means that something's clogging the impeller. So I have to go down in the hole, and I have to take apart the sea chest, and I have to look in there and find out what's going on. And then I have to get it all cleaned out and put back together again, which I'm totally capable of doing. However, when I got the top of the sea chest off, I found something very interesting. I'm going to show you, and hope I don't puke along the way. The reason why it's so important for me to get this done today is outside temps today are supposed to be almost to 100. And it's only May. So I've got to get this air conditioning up and running. There really isn't much of a choice. Otherwise, we'll be absolutely miserable. I'm going to do this. This is a blue job, and I'll show you why. Blue jobs are boy jobs. I'll show you why. Here we go. This is what I have to do. So this is the sea chest. And there is some yum-yums in here. So I need to scrape this guy down and get it all cleaned up. And then I need to check the impeller on that pump and see if anything is caught up in the pump. So I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to do this. And it's hot. I'm already sweating. Oof. All right, no more wasted time. Here I go. Okay.
Did you get it?
Yeah, it was just really stuck.
Okay.
Oh God, this is so disgusting.
I'm gonna call you right back.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh God, the smell. Oh Jesus. Okay. Great. Problem number 1 done. My phone, no. Oh, shit. Well, that's gonna need a freshwater rinse. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna have to unthread the pump. Really? Yep. All right, try as I might, I didn't get it. So I am gonna have to unthread this pump, and I am not happy about it. So, yeah. All right, I got it. Okay. Now, one would think that I would want to untwist all of this, but I don't, because when I put it back on, I want to make sure that the cord unwraps as it goes back on. So I am just going to take this, and just like that, can you see it? That is actually exactly what I said it was. A piece of that foam got sucked up into the impeller, and that's what caused the pump to shut off in the middle of the night. I win.
Good job.
All right. Now I gotta put this thing back together. All right, because I'm doing this job, I'm gonna give you a Kim's pro tip. If you don't have a strap wrench on your boat, I highly encourage it, because it is a great tool when you have to get anything cylindrical, especially, unthreaded. So like your filters on your water maker, if they happen to get really tight for some reason, you can use this. I'm talking about the canisters, not the actual filters, of course. You can use this to help unscrew those canisters. It is absolutely fabulous. Obviously, it worked for the top end of this pump to be able to get the pump housing disconnected so that I could get that piece of foam out of there. So it is a very, very useful tool. I love it. And we've had these things for, I don't know, probably 25 years. So they last a really, really long time. So Kim's pro tip. All right, Mads. I think I'm ready to try and put this thing back together again. All right, now for the moment of truth. I need to double check and make sure that all my valves that need to be closed are closed, and all my valves that need to be open are open, and we're going to fire this bad boy up, and hopefully everything works like it's supposed to. I think it will. I think it'll be just fine. The last thing that I need to do now is open up the through hole and fill that sea chest. All right. Pirates of Penzance. All right. I've double checked everything. Everything should be just fine. All right. Through hole is open. And the sea chest is filling. Why is it not filling anymore? It should be flooding in, and it's not.
Open the ball valve on top, the breather tube.
Open the breather tube on top. All the way or just crack it?
Just crack it, and it'll start filling up.
There we go. I can see water moving. Oops. I got a little bit of water in that little sight glass thing. Is that okay?
That's fine. Is the pump cartridge leaking?
Oh, that's a good thing to check.
No.
Negative. No leaks.
All right, fire it up.
I'm going to have Maddie click the breaker, and we're going to hope that we hear all the proper boo-boo-boops. So, all right, Maddie, breaker on. No boo-boo-boops. Turn it off.
It just tripped.
Okay. I don't know what's happening. Okay. So my excitement, I should have had you on the pump. This piece actually pushed out of this, and that scared the hell out of me. I don't know why it did that. So I'm terrified right now. So I'm going to call Ty.
Hello.
Okay, so worst fears are unlocked. I'm going to flip the phone around. So Maddie turned the breaker on. I got none of the boo-boo-boops. And before the breaker tripped, this cord actually pushed out and made almost a hissing sound as it pushed out of this. Like literally it moved.
Okay.
I'm now terrified.
So we need to switch pumps.
I can't.
So I'm gonna call Greg.
All right, so I'm not going to stay down here too long because it's loud and noisy, but I wanted to just let everybody know that, thumbs up, the air conditioning's working, the pump is working, the sea chest is working, and all is good, and the boat is cooling down. So I'm going to get out of this hole, and then I'm going to show you what happened. Okay, I'm out of the hole, and I feel like I owe you an explanation. So generally speaking, I kind of feel like I'm pretty capable. I can handle most situations, and I'm very adept with tools, and I have a good basis of understanding of plumbing and electrical and all kinds of things like that. So most of the time when Ty talks to me about things and we're kind of bouncing ideas, I really do understand what it is that he's talking about and how the systems function and operate. The sea chest has always been something that has been a little scary to me, and I can't explain why, other than the fact that I think on this size of a boat, it's something that just isn't done. So because it's out of the norm, it just sent my back-headed nerves, like all the little things in the back of my mind, going sideways, and I just got freaked out. The irony of the situation is it wasn't opening the sea chest that freaked me out. It was what I had to do after I got the sea chest open that really kind of set me into a tailspin. So again, a little bit of back history. Right before Ty left, I was having some issues, and it was like, I felt kind of like I had a sunburn, but it wasn't a sunburn. I hadn't been out in the sun that long. And then right after he left, I started breaking out in a rash. And I didn't know what it was. Well, it didn't take long before I went to the doctor and found out that I have shingles. So I don't know if you can really see it, but it's on my right side. It's all over my chest and my neck and up into my chin area and on my ear. And don't worry, I'm getting treatment and I'm taking care of myself. But one of the real unfortunate circumstances is when I get hot and I get sweaty, it makes it worse. So it intensifies the pain and discomfort. So last night when the air conditioning went out, I was experiencing pain and discomfort. And I tried to make myself as comfortable as possible by turning up my fan, knowing that I wasn't going to be able to address whatever was going on in the sea chest until morning. So fast forward to morning, I get down, I call Ty, I'm like, I gotta clean this out. The pump won't turn on. In fact, every time you flip the breaker, it trips. So something is clogged in the impeller is basically what that tells us. Fine. So you guys saw what happened. I got into the sea chest. It was a disgusting mess. It was its own ecosystem, smelled gross, nasty. I got that problem solved. However, when I fished my fingers in there and realized that there was something funky up in the impeller, I realized that I had another issue that I was going to have to tackle, which you guys saw. I had to take the top end of this hooker pump apart, which was something that I did not want to do. And you saw for reasons why. I was afraid I was going to cross thread it. I was afraid it wasn't going to go on right. And all of that happened. Now, I'm glad that I got it apart because this stupid little piece of that fuel cell foam is what caused the impeller problem to begin with. There is no more of this in the sea strainer or in the sea chest now because we do have the proper sea strainer installed. So we don't need that foam anymore. And it isn't doing us any good other than just getting all caked up and clogged up in the silt and gook and grossness. So easier left just the way it is. At least that's what we think right now. So I was able to dig that out of the impeller here on the pump. Finally got it screwed back down and got everything back together to where it wasn't leaking anymore. Whole nother issue for me. And then the next thing you know, the pump won't turn on, causing another problem. So what happened was, when Maddie flipped the breaker, this part of the hose coming out of this part of the strain relief cover, it grew out, the hose grew out of this end, like, you know those snake things that you'd have that were really compact until you hit them with water and then they just expanded? That's what it looked like coming out. No water came out, there wasn't anything like that, but I don't know why it did that. And it freaked me out. Again, fear unlocked. So, I'm perfectly capable of having done all of these things. However, my crimping tool was over at Frank and Shannon's boat. And when I told Frank what happened, he said, "Girl, I got you." So he came over, and in the time that he came over, Ty had texted Greg, my next door boat neighbor, and Greg came over, and between Greg and Frank did all my new electrical connections. We used the other pump that we got from Hooker Pumps and just swapped out the head of the pump, and the system is working great. I'm gonna take this guy back to Fort Lauderdale, and I'm gonna let Hooker Electric take a look at it and just confirm that everything is okay and find out if they can figure out why that happened. Frank and Greg came in and helped me because I was a little overwhelmed. I was already dealing with this issue that was getting worse with every passing situation that came up, but we got it handled, and the air conditioning is cooling wonderfully, and I'm much more comfortable, and I feel completely confident now opening the sea chest, which is a good thing, and getting it cleaned out. Now, I'm not crazy about it because it smells horrible, but I can do it. All the other bits and bobs I could have done as well, but I'm really super glad that this community is the way that it is, and I'm so grateful that Frank and Greg were ready to be here and just help me get through all of it and make sure that all of it was done properly, safely, and that Maddie and I are comfortable while Ty's gone. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. It means the world. So, problem solved. I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but for now, I'm just gonna sit back and drink some water and enjoy the AC. If you guys like this content and want to see more of all the craziness that happens on a boat, whether it's fixing things to begin with or fixing problems that happen after the fact, make sure that you leave us a comment down below, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified every time there's a new video. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.